Looks like everything's working. Today's gonna be the first trial. Everything's been hectic, trying to do stuff here and there. Finally have some free time to do this. It's just gonna be me. Javi is either gonna not show up or be late. But I mean, it's just a trash trial. So I won't be able to see chat or anything. Everyone has. Sorry, something's blocking my stream. Okay, everyone heard Monokuma's.
Monokuma appears!
There's two of them. He's multiplied.
Wrong.
Oh God, it's worse. Nope, not multiplied. It's just looks that way because literally moving so fast it looks like they both. That can't be right. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on to the elevator?
Boy, tough crowd.
Stop talking.
Like it's echoing. I'm not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the main elevator.
Let's go.
Actually, I forgot how I voiced him. I think I gave him like a yeah. I don't know, it's been a while. Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already. I didn't do it for sure. For serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume or not? Well, no, but how unfortunate that we don't see have our. You know what this is? If only, how unfortunate, we have our culprit. Nah, this is her.
Hey,
This isn't a place to talk about it. Save your assumptions for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first, then we can carry on. That's right. I have to do it. I can't tell whoever killed Ifume and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. Excuse me. My mic lost a little like muffle thing, so I don't know how bad it is or good, or like quality. The one who killed Ifume and Taka is the one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here. The door closed on their own. The steel box begins to move. Here's what I understand. Why do you have to go so far in this damn elevator to go even further underground? Well, I guess technically we could be on the surface, but I don't know why. I feel like the school's in the basement now. Why did I just feed my own? My own brain just started thinking that we're underground. I mean, we might not be. The windows are bolted shut. Huh. Until you settle this, you can't go anywhere. But this is the thing, right? Like he takes us in an underground courtroom. so far in the ground. Like, what? Now, why is it blue? When I see all of you gathered together like this. I realize that how few of you there are. School life is slowly changing.
Just the worst.
Overcoming you. Why? Why are you making it this cool?
What?
What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start. I would never be like stay turn for the okay, no, okay. I butchered the joke, but I understand it. I never hold out. Okay, let's begin. So the current a deadly right. Deadly riddle, deadly defense, deadly case. Oh my god, deadly class trial. Oh, I could have just... Okay, that's the end of the stream. Whippy, we hit the save point, fellas. I guess I'm missing a few. Might as well add them. Am I only allowed so many skills? It has been like maybe a month, so I need to double check stuff. The tarp, someone carried him. Ifume, glasses, a white dog. Spotless hammer. Door was locked when we started moving. It's tied to his tracks, so it's just unclean. The glasses cleaner, which is this guy's. She's attacked, meeting in the hall during someone tricked the guy out, someone made a costume to fit him, he was stuck in it. Broken watch, 20 passes. Which means it must have been broken the following morning. Attacked. He was attacked at 6. Small scrap of paper. He may have this note hidden on him. Okay, so from what I remember and what I think, I'm pretty sure 2 people had to work together to have done this crime. It has to be Hifume, who's dead, and the curly-haired girl. I think she's like the ultimate gambler. She's ultimate something, and that's self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure they had to work together. They faked the attack, and then they killed the Toyaka, how do you say it? And then Hifume was the one that was moving stuff around. Then Hifume got killed by her to make sure that there was no evidence, period. Because Hifumi was probably trying to take the note off of the guy. Which then he had, that's why it was torn in his hand. And Hifumi had it in his arm. He was taking it back from him. Again, I can't, I'm not reading chat, I don't,
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
I'm ignoring chat or anything right now, unfortunately, because I don't want to be spoiled.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Oh my god, why do we jump to assumptions?
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the
Celeste.
murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
It's gonna be her.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
I don't think you did it. You released it before anyone else. Yeah, this game is louder than me. It's crazy. Lower the... Okay, there we go. I should be...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Conspiracy, huh?
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about it. It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
I have to remember how the game works. Okay, blueprints, handwritten.
Everything we found in your room.
No.
The blueprints, the...
No, it's wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
Oh, that is clean.
The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprint.
Oh. That's a whole
There's
different
no
font.
way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Okay.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto,
True.
are
You're
you saying
stupid.
you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
Yeah.
Who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Or he was knocked out.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
What? Damn it, I hate you people for doing this. Stop leaving it to me. And of course, he's passed it
So,
on.
who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
This suspicious individual. The Luminant Hina. That's right, you're all working behind the scenes to shoot. No, that's just, okay. No, I just no, my bad. Okay, I shouldn't be stupid about this. It's not gonna be Hero. Oh wait, no, god damn. Shoot. Okay, no, I'm losing lives like an idiot. Hang on. No, I know what I'm doing. It was Hero in the suit.
got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
It
He
makes
signed the suit.
perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Thank you.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What?
Okay.
Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Nah, we just don't do that.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
Okay, so for someone who doesn't want to answer all the questions,
So what
sure,
is
take
it?
charge.
What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Yeah, the dolly.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
I got it!
There's one more thing.
I got it! They
Okay, I'm
were
getting my life back.
a dolly.
and tart. That's what the attitude-
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
With what on the times?
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Well, what else was
Are
it
you
for?
absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
Okay. There's tire marks first.
She's
of all.
raised an objection. How do you respond?
Stop being stupid.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you.
Nah, it's her. That's her. She's throwing us
You've
off.
all
It's her.
accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around.
Wow, I've never had someone sound so mean. So maybe I can choose one. Let me just explain them. Why the hell must have been moved? New element has been added. Oh, great. Reloading. Starting the next one. You're gonna add more injections. Ammo count. Son of a. Okay, X will reload, any remarks that get in the way, etc. Got it. That's fine. Oh, shoot.
You had it wrong. I cannot agree.
Oh, what the hell?
You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool.
I forgot how to do this part. I'm dying. I'm dying.
Do your worst. You had it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Why are you yapping at me? I don't understand.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Yeah.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Okay, 100% fine. Jeez, that's really...
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
They were locked in a locker?
If you look back on how the body was transported,
What does it mean by that? Transported using a ground dolly, and it's a big-ass suit.
as we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah,
Son of a...
but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Bend over.
Then
No,
push
you
the
suck.
dolly, no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Okay. The bend over
As we
part,
know,
come on.
Taka was killed
Fast
in
forward,
the
buddy.
equipment room. And from there,
Man,
the
I wish I
body was
would've-
moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but
No, it's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
It's a clunky cardboard suit.
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Line isn't bad in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you could get anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
So this is where someone's going to argue that how come, well, he could have taken it off and put it back on. And then we have to remind them that it was locked in and he couldn't figure out his way out.
What's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
It's not strong enough. Once it's in, you can't take it off. You can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option.
What's this thing? I can't actually get it off.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without...
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero
Hell, he
wasn't
couldn't
just
put it
making
on
it
by
up?
himself.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Yes. Stop
To be
using the
clear,
word psych.
whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh yeah. Incriminating.
You all got a good look at it.
What the
did you
hell?
not?
No, wait a
The
minute.
image
If
of
he's not...
Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
No, he slumped over. No, he's knocked out in there. Hell no, he's wrapping him like a scarf. I knew something was up.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get here? That guy hit me. What guy? Robot justice.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
See, but those aren't
The
facts.
individuals inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
It is you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
You're stupid.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
Ultimate Swimmer. I like her as a character, but man, turn on your brain, please.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Yes.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then,
Okay.
let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Uh-huh. But that's our homeboy knocked out in there, so...
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
He was attacked. Yeah, oh yeah, not even you claimed it was in shadowy figure.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Strong, strange man, da-da-da.
and then, at that point we decided to divide up into 2 groups.
Again.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
Okay, the discovery announcement thing only triggers when 3 people see a body at the same time. It's supposedly they saw each other at the same time, but it only went off for this one and not Hifume's. That means Hifume was still alive because Bear did not speak.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
But there was still only one case trial at the time.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifume's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
And then they found everything gone.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also... Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository,
She so happened to find the body.
which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
It Celeste.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Okay.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Okay. Hidden what's happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of the case, I have to find them no matter what. On the Kuma 5-3, this should be Taka's.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice.
Really?
Shoot!
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with
Oh.
Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay, got it.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed.
I did that one earlier. Not what order it's after. I want to read out.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Okay, what order, numbering? God, I'm really messing up. Cool,
So,
I can't wait to do that.
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Wait, what am I aiming for then?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
Shut that.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay, I'm going to be eating at my time.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
See?
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
What am I missing?
Shoot!
Okay, that's just not fair. What the hell is wrong with it? Okay, no one found the Muhaha, everyone dies. Got it. Look, this is not supposed to be a perfect run. I just don't understand what's wrong with it. Yes, we'll give it
I
a
refuse to give up yet.
Any other step? There's only two options.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Oh, there's a stupid ability. I forgot what it was. I remember now. It's like a recall thing.
I
So I
wonder
can make
if
my
he died
new-
before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death came from a swing.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true
What
that
button am I
Hifumi
supposed
was
to
killed
click
with
for?
Justice Hammer 3.
Aim, slide, fast forward, open menu, fire, select truth bullet, contribute.
While Taka's death
Am I
came from a
dumb?
swing of
Am I
Justice
dumb?
Hammer 4.
Fast forward, open menu.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before, perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with
Pissed me
Justice
off.
while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Am I missing something?
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the number.
It's true that he flew while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I feel like I'm missing a number. I'm missing a button.
So, regarding
Taka, I wonder if he, or perhaps it was. We already know.
See, it considered wrong. I'm confused.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi,
Or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
Do we? Fast forward. Open hand. Fire truth bullet. Aim. Nope.
Taka came last.
There's no new truth bullets.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's with Justice Hammer 3. While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I can't. Okay. This
So,
is being.
regarding
Hang on.
Taka's death.
Wait, no, this is being. What the hell? I know what this is. I know what it is. Why is it being like this? I know. What's the button? Am I stupid?
I wonder if he died before.
S, there we go.
Hifumi.
It's holding
Or
Y.
perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Killed with Justice Hammer 3. While
Taka's death came.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay.
So, regarding
Maybe
Taka's,
there's a
I
button.
wonder if, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Fire.
Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3.
While Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay.
So, look, I wonder if, or perhaps
Example.
it was. We already know what order the Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice.
God damn. I knew there was I couldn't remember the damn button.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Whoa. I believe it's the other way around, actually, but okay. No, wait, no. Taka first, then Hifumi. God damn. Oh, okay, that's gonna be my most challenging one. Alright, shut up, Bear. Let me take control of the damn case.
I refuse to give up yet.
Good thing I'm not trying to do it perfectly. I don't even remember what I was spelling. Ah, goddamn.
Now I understand.
Wristwatch. God damn. Why are they separate? Is that one whole word?
I got it.
Okay.
Taka's wristwatch.
That's true.
See? Look.
That's it.
It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Watch me perfectly fine. He made sure to look at it
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
and before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
I did.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Are we really gonna try and blame her?
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
Is there like packs of blood in the nurse's office or something?
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
What? Okay, nice try, buddy.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream.
Heard him.
Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Yeah, wow.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
And you saw nothing?
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere,
Think he
but
moves
we
himself.
couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
He could not have been gone for more than a minute or so. So then the killer was able to get move Hifumi's body in a short amount of time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the 3rd in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
I can think of 2 actually.
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Yes, I told you he got himself up. He's never dead.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
Okay, another implies there was one
I
before.
don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Easily. So yes, God, we need to catch up. Broken earphones.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually...
Shoot! I'm gonna passing out again.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Alright, good thing that was gonna work.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still...
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard
The body discovery and
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
and that is why. Are we really?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance
Okay, someone else is discovered.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead, and that is. Are we really? Maybe the announcement.
Announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, it's wrong. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
True.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Then why would he bother with the second one?
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Why would he bother with the second announcement when we found the second body then?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
Well, if 2 people found a body, it doesn't go off.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Which is...
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
First time it was played when we found each body. The nurse's office in the equipment. The second time was when Tofu was found just after her family came back to life. When both bodies were discovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong! A body's been discovered.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it can't.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Shut up!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Yeah, he wiped off
Okay then,
blood from
let's
his
take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Okay, it's you. Just stop.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Wrong.
No, it's wrong. In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository,
There's a lot less of a mess on his face, actually.
they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
You took the picture?
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Regardless, they were clean, so someone cleaned them.
Well, it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you think?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies.
Yes!
He probably used one of those.
Knew there had to have been something.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi?
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Thank you.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto?
Oh,
The
yeah.
item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note. Technically this one, right?
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Wait, pocket.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole. You can escape.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
Yeah, so he was knocked out, put into the suit, then they bring the other guy, kill him, and either fake photos with this guy or something.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been... I got it!
Taka?
That's right! Taka!
What the hell?
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Oh, I'm stupid. I thought it was saying Taka was the one that sent out the...
Hello! Over here! Objection! Objection!
Yeah, what's up?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Yeah.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Happy! Just to be clear,
Oh.
TikTok is top. Oh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every...
Jonas a jerk, seriously. Still, I can't let her get... No, this isn't necessary. It's not that... Oh, broken wristwatch, Hifumi's glasses, glass cleaner. Okay, it's a broken wristwatch.
Happy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
I'm pissed. Oh my god.
No, it's wrong.
Oh, this stupid fanboy, like, time doesn't matter.
No, there
Your stuff
absolutely
broken, that's
is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note
This
said
is
to
the
meet
way.
at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Yeah, but taking it off
Most
of it.
likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show up.
A piece of it was in his hand. It's stomped.
I got
I'm enjoying the game. I feel like I should make
When I
that clear.
searched Taka's
Like,
body,
I'm
I
just
saw that
partially
his
annoyed because it
lifeless
feels like
hand
they're
was
not paying
gripping a
attention,
small
but that's the
scrap
whole
of paper.
point for people that don't follow. It's a little easier for them. I don't know. For me, like I feel confident in adding all the clues.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I
Line
knew
it
it!
up.
It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
Oh, stupid.
Sorry, no.
There's a dead sign
When we
next to
found
me.
him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
That's why the
The
announcement went
second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
You mean the hammer?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
I don't know. Back.
Wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments.
But there's still a hammer in the room.
But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
I'm sure you.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Lo and behold, justice number 5.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Well, there was the basic hammer.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
What was used to kill Hifumi? Spineless hammer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Hit the wrong button.
No, it's wrong.
Still basic spineless hammer.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
Like spineless and you just
If the
literally-
hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not? Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really,
In this case, however, there were two murders.
based on the rules that even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out, assuming the rule holds.
No, it's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Almost like they were easy to manipulate. When you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Almost uncomfortable how good she is.
I understand how an
She's
accomplice
the ultimate
could be
detective.
involved.
It's not that
Then
complicated.
who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
True killer manipulating for me to carry out a number of actions. In the end, murdered him. Until now, they're hold it. Only one person who seems to fit.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yes.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Paper hidden, screens, encountering suspicious
I
individuals.
got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Shut your... You keep throwing it to me, but what's the point?
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yes.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
What's wrong? That was rather intensive scream. Strange costume man. He ran out as soon as the scream. He was blocking the stairs, so he has to be here.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Hi-ya. Oh, that's from the bottom floor.
It was to get us to divide into two groups.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Let's split up, gang.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I certainly was not expecting this. I didn't imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
I mean, it's kind of implied looking. I'm not sure if that's...
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I guess it's true.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
It has to be her.
I have no idea what you mean.
Of course
Don't
she-
bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Oh, I don't think I caught it. I just knew she was suspicious. They must really be enjoying this. Ooh, they implies too. You right? Enjoying the sight of us standing on the We're going to die. It's just
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
had she seen? She had to have seen Taka.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office.
Oh, damn, I can't believe I didn't catch that. Yeah, she never saw the body.
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
She's a guy's plural.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it...
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Okay. This comment doesn't make sense, but what is he leading
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Bruh. Shut up. Shut up. I know what's strange about it.
All I
just
said,
don't
they
know
must
what
really
happened.
enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be. We are all going to die.
I'm gonna shoot this shot randomly after. Shoot! I'm not 100% sure what it hit.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said, they must really be enjoying the sight of
of us stand, they must be.
Positively, we are all going to die. We are going to die.
No, it's
I
wrong.
had it, but I had it back.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
I feel like a lot of people use the word guys as a general term, but I know it's very detail oriented here, because that's what got Mondo killed.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know,
Imaginations.
you claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
Brother is hunched over.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
You mean, how do I explain your accomplice in a photo?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up.
Have you simply forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
Okay, first of all, how do you particularly know that this camera doesn't have a timer if it's not yours? It's weird how you know the details of someone else's
If
camera.
everything I told you is a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
I don't know, like a hug?
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Oh, come on.
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
There's no way Hifumi was trying to but is that really possible?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Huh. Stand upright, unconscious.
dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay, no. I need the one before and then counteract it with stand up, right?
Dress me up in that, then you just drape me up.
You tried to make
Me look like the bad.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person
Inside the suit, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
then the fortune-telling
No way! Dress me up in
that suit. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make
Me look like the bad.
Like I said,
As you can see
in the picture,
the suspect is standing if the person inside the suit was unconscious.
Shoot!
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit.
No way!
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay, I feel like it's making sense, but it doesn't. No, she couldn't bend over, right?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
I feel like my brain turned off and I don't know why.
Shoot!
I can't.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit.
No way!
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight.
Where am I just?
You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
You dressed me up.
Up in that suit, then you just drape me across.
You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
like I said,
As you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit was unconscious, There's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
I'm so confuddled. Okay, so cool. Drag me off. Up straight. So he's clearly vertical, and then.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the
Oh, the
culprit after all!
unconscious part.
No
Who's
way!
unconscious?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly up. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the...
No way!
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi.
Shoot!
You dressed me up in that suit after... Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him... You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit...
No way!
You dressed me up in that.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and you tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit, there's no way they could stand.
Then the fortune-telling...
No way!
I feel like.
You dressed me up in that.
That suit after I... Then you just draped me across Hifumi and you tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit was unconscious.
Shoot!
I know it's you. I know it's. Just I have to like finish proving it. Apparently. The stream might go on a bit longer than finish the last stream.
I refuse to give up yet.
How did you like the order? Robo Justice costume.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot...
No way!
You dressed me up in that
Suit after.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight.
That's not it.
Shoot! You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just drape me across the room.
I think they're probably related to the show.
Shoot! You dressed me up in that suit after you passed out. Then you just drape me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. Shoot! You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just drape me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight.
Okay, none of my base bullets for the first one.
Shoot!
I know this is lame. I know.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just drape me across Hifumi and you tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect is the person inside the suit.
But there's no way they can afford to tell us.
No way!
Wait, is it as simple as like?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight.
You tried to make me look
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, it's the person inside.
There's no way they could stand.
Shoot!
Is this really the... I refuse to give up yet.
I feel like it's not this complicated.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing. If the person inside the suit was there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune telling.
No way! You dressed me up
in that suit after. Then you just draped me. You tried to make me look like the.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture,
If the person inside the suit was unconscious,
there's no way they could
stand up straight like that.
Shoot!
Me up in that suit after. Then you just draped me. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside, there's no way they can afford to tell.
No way!
I remember Jimmy said she couldn't bend.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Couldn't bend it the way so easy.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious,
Standing upright, they're unconscious. We got bed at the. I don't understand. I don't understand how I'm poking that as a thing. Hmm.
there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
You dressed me up and then you just draped me up. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside, there's no way they could.
Bruh, it was
No,
that simple.
it's wrong.
I'm over here overcomplicating. That's the one thing I was thinking of. Like standing up straight, costume. Oh,
No.
God, I hate that.
Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
I can't bend at the waist.
That's right!
They told. I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
God, I don't know. I couldn't just click it.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Cute.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Oh, I never paid attention to this. That one. Give everyone nicknames.
Shoot!
Everyone's last name.
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
I got it! That's right, our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said it.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
What's the
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
What's your first name?
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you?
You could be related.
Well, do I?
Yes.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
so much time just messing. E-handbook. Yeah.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Bludenberg! God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to
Wonder which one I got a hit.
No, it's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Ooh, flashback to the beginning.
So all we have to do is check her. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, and that'll bring everything to an end.
Yibby, you have to make this. That's an old one. So it's them scheming? That's this. It's just like ropes him into it. Like this. What's him moving the car? Put stuff where we know stuff. Obviously there. Let's just follow this guy. Wham, we'll come forward.
killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. Hifumi, with an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Click. Oh no, he's attacking me.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking them, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was the reason hammer number 4 was used, was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
And it was probably the heaviest.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and they wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on them. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape.
I knew it. It all made sense from the beginning.
When we learned his body had disappeared,
really ahead of
we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
Bro struggled forever.
But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost?
Yes, sir.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Yes.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Alright. Throw her in the chair. Or whatever we're doing to her. Look, I really messed up towards the end. Leave me alone. Hey, still got an A average.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
Just drop the accent entirely.
No. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay, if you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
I mean, she's kind of admitted it. What does he even look like from my face? Forget that. Hifumi was technically the first killer.
What?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The blacking this time, the true killer who just deserved the whole stinking scam was Celeste Wiedenberg, or perhaps Toko Yashiro.
Honestly.
I guess I try to work with someone else as a mistake after Hifumi's omnipotence was beyond all my
I
calculation.
knew it.
So you do unfortunately Hifumi with the plan. But how did you get him to agree? I couldn't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her speciality in lying. She's like the ultimate liar or something, right? I was thinking gambler, I don't know why.
So then,
Indeed.
I used her for everyone who's still left. I'm mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Toko were both super into. Oh, does she mean she's talking about altering?
Say what?
just a second. In other words,
You're the one that's still.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And use it to drag Hifumi into the plan. And again, last night after we
Actually,
So hoping you talk to you alone. It was about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with
It was
this?
Taka. He stole it.
So then,
I have proof. Would you like to see? As it turned out, I found a use for a digital camera. I take what Taka's room earlier and took a picture of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to the Fumi's voice.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka offered me to steal. Taka forced me to steal.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh,
He did.
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then he had me. It's hard for me to say. He abused me.
what?
And he took pictures, and he said if I didn't get to as into his ass, he would show them everyone. Jesus.
Damnation!
Choice, that's a crime. An abusive crime.
Say what?
It's amazing how completely he bought it. I couldn't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable!
most unfortunate.
And please, if you go now, you will play right into his hands.
Hmm?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? What do you mean? Taka's going to try to kill you,
indeed.
and so he can keep her.
Completely unforgivable!
Squeak.
Honestly,
You cannot allow him to continue. Wow, this is just grade A manipulation. This is crazy.
I swear I will save her!
And that explains why he was so enthusiastic of trying to kill her.
actually,
You guys join me just so happens that I come up with a plan. I have this story of blah blah blah.
Hmm?
If you may agreed without a second thought, the effects that for the murder had on him was remarkable. The power of love, that even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad.
I see.
And another question for me was without strange costume of Fumi's creation.
indeed.
Yeah, he was really pain in the butt. All I asked him to do was to make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So you decided
Are you okay with this?
After he did his part, it's a whole show. I told him to stay. He seriously was on the verge. He just panicked. He barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while we were all questioning him about what happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward. I just matched the line to the level of the opponent, and in fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie.
So in the end,
What the heck?
Well,
That's not an issue. I simply did everything in my power to.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like
I wonder about that.
no, he deserves his pleasure from real in that aspect we are
Why?
then what made you take stuff out?
What the heck?
Is it really for the money? You're talking about the 10 million Monokuma offer. That is a lot of money, it's true. But it's not all there is to it. For the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But
For all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch!
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else. More than anyone else.
You little
I wanted to
bitch!
get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that could have and then underground I risked my life to make a
As for me, isn't it wonderful?
to live in Eruption Castle? A castle? Jesus. I'm curious how people reacted, fan service wise to this nonsense. And together, handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler slash bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Jesus. So she wants to be a vampire queen. That is her whole goal. Gamble everything to be a vampire queen.
This is fine.
Life is all life is about. Man, you have a twisted mind. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge.
There is
but
nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end.
Just the worst.
sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's pointless. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. If
do
you...
you understand?
Okay, let's get to your execution. Jesus.
What is this?
Well, how could you be so calm? You killed someone. Aren't you really scared of the execution? Not really. This is just the end of the road. Feel my emotions. And that's why you're not scared.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me. But, you know, if I could, I had a choice.
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back. Oh, reincarnation, come back as a Maria Antoinette. What the hell?
Hey,
You'd ask to get executed again? So I smiled then. And then she did. It looked to me like a poor effect. Effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but the same in itself must have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what...
Thrills, chills, kills!
Y'all done? Okay. Let's begin to roll the black ink.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
Okay, I'm not like... I'm a little bit larger, but at the same time, like, my mouth is so dry now. Like, I just need to...
What?
Hold this. What's this? Oh, the laptop's in the locker room.
Will it really
Got
give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
In Danganronpa 2. Alright, you twisted bear. What do you have? Ain't no way he found the whole castle. Burning her at the stake. Burning the witch. Burning her at the stake. Got it. This one's oddly peaceful. Oh no! I take it back. I was like, that's just, I was like, oh, that's kind of oddly peaceful. Normally they're crazy. No, I did not expect that stupid fire truck. It's over. Is there a way? I figured it's a way for me to save her. Okay. That's where I'm gonna leave the stream. Man, that's the end of the trial. I'm a little proud of myself. I managed to actually solve it. Similar to the other ones, right? Like I managed to solve them pretty thoroughly so far before we hit the actual trial room. We're only 3 in, but I know I'm a little proud of that. But I mean, hey, if you enjoyed, you want to see the next one, depending on where you're watching it from, you can hit the follow button, the like button, check me out on YouTube, if not, check me out on Twitch, etc. If you want to see the next one, just hit the bell, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.